so update number 2 of Hurricane. ¿Cómo se llama?
Dorian.
Oh yeah. Okay. So update on Hurricane. What? Okay. So update number 2 on Hurricane Dorian. So this is very good news for us here in Florida, but a very bad thing for, like, I seen Georgia and the Carolinas, like, because it's going over towards that way to them, which is a very bad thing, because actually I do have an uncle that lives in North Carolina, and now that I'm like not concerned as much for us, I'm concerned about him now, because he lives over on the side of like the depends on where you are in Carolina. Like it varies of how much you might be affected, but he lives in the country in the middle of nowhere, in a very, very old wooden house, all wooden, to where actually his house, now that I remember, his house got very affected by Hurricane Irma. I think it was Irma or some hurricane, because last time I went there was a year and a half or something ago, and he actually had blue tarps on his roof from a hurricane he had mentioned that had damaged his house, that it had caused leaks in it, and so that's all they could do which was put tarps on his roof to like stop the leaks basically. And so then if this hurricane goes to the Carolinas, I'm very much concerned for him and his house. He actually has like 3 kids, I think, and a wife, and of course he lives with other people, so that's like a major deal for them over the Carolinas and everybody else, not just him. But I'm just saying because I have a family member there, and so that's bad. But back to the hurricane, it is actually getting more powerful. It is actually so close to being a Category 5 hurricane. Actually, okay, so right now it's actually going to start going into the Bahamas, and since the hurricane is getting bigger, it's actually also getting slower. It's gonna sit over the Bahamas for a good while, since it is actually moving way slower than normal or usual. So that's bad. They're gonna be hit pretty bad, so I feel for like the Bahamas. As far as here in Florida, it's as you seen on the last update, it was looking like it was gonna hit Florida like straight on, and then go up into Central Florida and up to like Orlando and like up and up into like Georgia. But now it is actually not looking like that. As you can see in these previews, it is actually now it's just gonna barely hit the coast of Florida, and actually barely not even touch Florida. But we will get heavy winds and rain here in Florida, so that we will get. But it's actually not looking like it's gonna touch us anymore. But it is going up north now into the Carolinas. So that's what's gonna happen. I actually have people on YouTube that are doing a lot of like fundraisers and spending stuff out of their own pocket to help whoever might get affected, and that would be nice for me to do, which I actually can. I could actually like donate to like, I don't know, like the Red Cross or something. But it would be cool to actually have like the money to go out and buy stuff, and me going to the actual affected areas personally and help them out and see firsthand how it is actually, to see how people, or what people go through after they're affected through a hurricane. Because I myself, I have never lived through a hurricane to where it has actually hit us directly. Not that I want to go through it, but I just want to see exactly what Mother Nature is about and what its like strengths are. I've seen it, but I've seen it on TV or the computer on YouTube, but that's one thing. Having to go through it or go see it afterwards is a different thing, which I would like to go see and see what it really did, and of course help and just give support to the affected people.
Powerful and very dangerous Category 4 hurricane
and will remain that way as it moves through the Atlantic. Right now it has top sustained winds of 150 miles per hour, wind gusts to 185, and it is moving to the west at 8 miles per hour.
Moving out to the east of the Bahamas, it's still on a northeasterly track, expected to move, or northwesterly track, expected to move more westerly once it hits a ridge, and that's going to begin to aim it right at the eastern coast of Florida, as the latest forecasts from the National Hurricane Center are predicting.
And we begin with the relentless threat from Hurricane Dorian, rapidly strengthening over the past 24 hours to a monster Category 5 storm, striking the Bahamas with 185-mile-per-hour winds and now heading towards the U.S. mainland. As we come on, take a look. The hurricane is still churning over parts of the Bahamas and just 150 miles from the Florida coast. Dorian slamming ashore in the northern Bahamas, the most powerful storm ever recorded to strike the island nation. The rain and storm surge flooding streets surrounding homes, trapping people inside. The first images of the damage just coming in, power and communications are gone. Tonight, Hurricane Dorian is now heading towards the U.S. mainland, but its impact in the Bahamas is revealing just how dangerous the storm can be.
I don't know how well you can see it, but I want you to listen to the wind and the howl of the wind as it goes by. Look at that. Those are the wind gusts that we have seen and that officials have warned about.
The whole roof came off.
Roofs ripped away and the power knocked out. We've seen large pieces of debris flying in the other direction. All right, and it looks like we've just lost power.
Mandatory evacuation as of 1 p.m.
Tonight, along parts of Florida's east coast, the rush is on to get out.
This storm at this magnitude could really cause massive destruction, and do not put your life in jeopardy by staying behind.